Welcome, everybody. This is Judy coming to you from my kitchen. Come on in and join me. You're just in time to help me put my juice that I got from Katie Flanagan in Brevard into jars and redistribute it so that I can put it in the freezer. So I'm going to give you a little how-to. It's not difficult. All you need are glass jars that are clean. And I inspect every one before I fill my juice, put my good juice into a jar. And then of course you need lids. Everything should have been run through the dishwasher. And before I fill the jar up, I inspect it very carefully. Today I have my green juice. I've been doing a lot of the green juice, and I ordered the spicy green because I particularly like that, but it costs a little bit more because of the jalapenos. But the regular juice is just as good. She's put some other ingredients in it that just make it so tasty. Now you might wonder why I would do juice. Well, I found out from Dr. Wall. Dr. Wall was a surgeon and she was confined to a wheelchair because of her MS. And she said, this is unacceptable. So she set about discovering how she could get back on her feet. And by doing a lot of things, controlling her diet. And she made up a diet. She calls it the Wall Protocol. And you can look that up on the internet. But basically, it prescribes 16 servings of fruits and vegetables. And not every vegetable qualifies. White potatoes don't qualify. That's not good for me. I love white potatoes. But at any rate, this is kale. Kale, it happens to be high in calcium, and I also have osteoporosis, so I put the two things together. And when they sit in the refrigerator, I picked these up yesterday, they will settle, and they do the same thing in the freezer. So the big thing about freezing is that you have to leave enough space in the jar to allow for she puts a good seal on it to allow for the water, the juice, to expand. So I just estimated, this is the jar that I checked out and that is good, and I pour it up. Now it can be a little messy if you spill it like I did, but there's one jar. And this will be jar number 2. And then I just try to even them up. Now, one of my Toastmaster friends said, well, you lose all the pulp and you don't get any of the fiber. Well, let me show you. There is plenty of fiber in here, and that fiber tends to stick to the jar. And the jars, these jars come out of the dishwasher. Sometimes they have to be sent back through again. But then it's just a simple matter of putting the lid on and putting them in the freezer. Now the only one that I really have to label is my Boost. Boost is one of those that looks a lot like Hot Honey. Hot Honey and Boost both have a lot of turmeric in it. So I put a little sticker on here, piece of masking tape that I keep handy in my drawer. And I just label it Boost. And so I do this with each one of the jars, and then I transport them. Donnie usually helps me with that, into the pantry area where my freezer is. It's a chest freezer. And then I put it in there. And there you have it. It takes me about 10 minutes total to do my freezing. And then if Katie is on vacation or I forget to get my order in on Wednesday, then I have a stash in place that I can go to and pull out something. It may not be a green juice, but it will be a good juice. I can promise you that. So I drink my juices because of the reduction in inflammation and the nutrients that I get. I feel better. My energy's better. My whole physiology is vastly improved. And I noticed this very quickly after I started juicing for about a week. So why don't you give it a try? If you don't have somebody in your neighborhood who does juice professionally, you might, I'm sure you can find it in the grocery store. Our Ingles has a whole section of juice available for people like me or you that don't have somebody that they can go to and get the fresh organic juice. Well, that's all for today. See ya.